we are going to unbox the new Cricut Explore 3 machine today. So if you are new here, you are with Kim Byers at the Celebration Shop, and we are going to take this new machine out of the box, and then we are going to compare it directly to the current Cricut Explore Air machine. We're going to talk about all the differences, and we're going to talk about why we might need this new machine in our craft room. Okay, so let's hop over to the craft table and let's give it a look. Okay, so let's open her up. You were born creative. Darn right we were, right? Okay, so we're gonna pop this open, and then we've got a envelope. Let's see what we have. So inside the envelope, we have the Let's Get Started, which these all have this. So this is basically, all the old machines have this too. So this isn't new. You activate at Cricut.com. And then it looks like we have some smart material. Flip that over. Yep, that's smart vinyl. So we have some smart material. And then we have our warranty. Okay, good stuff. Take those out of the way. And then it looks like we have more materials. So we can pop this open. It looks like we have more, I'm thinking smart vinyl. Yes, smart vinyl, transfer tape for our smart vinyl. And then this may be Iron On. Yes, that's Iron On. And then this is the sticker cardstock that I'm hearing about. Yes, paper cardstock. And I love the fact that they're writing everything on the back these days. This is amazing because I get Iron On and vinyl confused. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our machine out of the box. So underneath we can see that there are some cords. So this is our normal power cord. Ooh, and we have a USB for those of us who still want to connect it to our computer. And I live out in the boonies, and so every once in a while I do still need to connect when I'm not getting really good internet service. Okay, so let's move the box out of the way and check out this machine. Okay, so our machine comes wrapped in this protective material, and I'll be honest with you, I keep this and sometimes cover my machine with it, just, you know, like for dust proof. And I always make a little cover for my machine, but before I have that cover, I will use this. Okay, so let's pop out our machine, and I'm already loving this color. This color works so well with my craft room. It's like this nice mint. And so we want to take off all the little stickers. Okay, so now that we have all the materials out of the way, we can see that this machine is the same shape as the current machine, but I do notice right away there are no dials on the top, and the buttons are different, and a couple of other things. So let's go ahead and just push the open button. So now that our machine is open, I want to go ahead and remove my foam. Just carefully take that out, and that is just protecting your housing during shipment, so we'll throw that away. And so now let's put these two machines side by side. Okay, so here we have our new Cricut Explore 3 and our current Cricut Explore Air 2 side by side, so I can show you exactly what's different. So first of all, I can tell you the matte finish on the new machine is really neat. I do love it. It's very modern and very sleek. The older ones have a shiny finish, which is beautiful too, but I am loving this matte finish. Okay, so from a structural standpoint, they are basically the same shape. There are some differences on the top of the machine before we open up. So on the old machine, you had a compartment for tools, and you have the cartridge. So if you were transitioning from an older Cricut machine and still using the cartridges, you would have that option on the older machine. That does not exist on the Cricut Explore 3, and so that is just replaced with more storage compartment. And then there are the streamlined buttons. We have the power button, the button to load and unload your mat if you're using one, the play button or the go button, and then your pause button. On the current machine, you have the dial, which is much more cumbersome because you have to like pick cardstock, bonded fabric, poster board, vinyl, and then they have this custom piece where it would send you to Cricut Design Space. Now you can do everything in Cricut Design Space and you don't have to worry about the dial or forgetting to put it on the right one, which I have done in the past. Like you got so excited about your project that you forgot to switch the dial. Not fun, because then it doesn't cut the level or the depth that it should. Now this is your load and unload button on the older machine. Cricut is your go or play, and then you have the pause button. So the current one, or the new one, is more intuitive for sure. So let's go ahead and open these. They both have sort of that soft close. Okay, so on the inside, so you still have your A and B clamps. So this is for your pen tool, for your scoring tool, for your foil tool, all those things. And those tools work in both machines. So you can still get all of those same tools in the old machine as you can in the new machine. And then you also have your fine point blade in both machines. So that has not changed. Things that have changed on the inside is this machine can cut smart material up to 12 feet. I am so excited about this. I can't tell you how many times I wanted to make a sign and didn't, because I was gonna have to piece things together. So this machine has these little guides. See them here? So that is to guide in your smart material, and the old machine does not have that. So with this machine, you always have to use a mat. And with the new machine, you don't have to. And if you noticed in the box, in the old days, you would get a mat with your machine, and in the box for the new machine, there was no mat, but there were smart materials. So you can go ahead and start cutting with this, and if you never intend to use a mat, you don't have to own a mat. I personally like the option of having both. I love the smart materials. I've been using it with my Cricut Joy, which is fantastic, but I do want the option to be able to put remnants and pieces on a mat and still be able to use those. Something else that's kind of neat on the inside of these machines, in the old day, you did not have the ability to put your mobile device, you know, on your machine so you can kind of see what's happening while it's happening. On the new machine, you have this little tray here, so you could put a mobile device right there and be able to see what's happening within your Cricut app at the same time. Now the Maker, the current Maker has this, which is great for your iPad or your phone, but the Explorer never had that feature, so that's kind of cool. Oh, and the last thing is on both machines, which I love this, there's this little storage compartment down below, and you even have, like, this is magnet, so you can store all of your needles, your additional needles right here, I should say blades right here. They look like little needles. And then this is like my deep cut housing that I just have in my older machine. And so that's it, guys. So the new machine, if I were buying a new one today, I would absolutely go with a new machine so I could use all the smart materials and all that kind of thing. If you have one of the older machines and you're looking to upgrade, the most important things for the new machine is it is 2 times faster than the old machine. So if you get annoyed by things going slow, you want the new machine, you want to upgrade, and if you want to use those smart materials, you're going to want to upgrade. And candidly, it's just beautiful. Now I know people are going to ask, this machine currently only comes in this mint blue color, but I would suppose, I'm pretty sure, they're going to come out with other colors just like they did with the Explore Air 2. Okay, so now we know what's in the box when we buy our Cricut Explore 3, and we know how it compares to the current Cricut Explore Air 2. So the next thing that we want to do is we want to set up our machine, and so we're going to use our little guide and basically go over to the computer, follow the URL, and I'll do that with you. Super simple. We're going to set that up, and then we're going to roll right into creating our very first cut using the materials that they gave us in the box. Okay, let's go. So Cricut.com/setup, and this is the choices that we receive. We can either do a smart cutting machine or a heat press. So we're going to do the smart cutting machine, and then here are all of our choices. So we are going to be doing the Cricut Explore 3. Okay, so step number 1, we're going to prepare our workspace. So when we're using a mat, we need to make sure that we have a clear 10 inches behind that machine. So you just want to make sure you put your machine in a good place. And then we want to find an outlet. So we're going to insert the cords and plug it into the wall. And then we're also going to connect it to our computer. So once you've done all of those things, we'll hit continue. We want to update. And this is just in case these machines are brand new right now, but say you buy a machine and maybe it's been sitting on the shelf for a few months and they've done some kind of an update. So this is when it's just going to make sure that your machine has all the latest and greatest with Cricut Design Space and all those kind of things. So it's just going to update your machine if it's even necessary. Okay, so our machine is up to date. We select next. And then we're just going to go ahead and register our machine. If you are already a Cricut user, then you're going to have a Cricut ID. If you do not, then this is where it would prompt you to set that up. But I'm just going to add my Cricut Explore 3 to my current Cricut ID. I'm going to agree to the terms and policies, and I'm all set up. And so the first thing it's going to do is drop you right into making a project. And so you could use these. You could go out and go into Cricut Design Space if you're already a user and make anything that you want to make, but it's just a quick project to get you going. So we're going to skip. Now we are in Cricut Design Space. And so that process rolls you right into Cricut Design Space so you can start creating. And so what I have done is set up a really simple project for us to start out with. We are going to be using the Smart Paper, which Smart Sticker Paper actually. So there were several things in the box. If you remember, there was vinyl, iron-on, and sticker paper. So we're going to be using that sticker paper. Okay, so I went in and just chose, first of all, if you are not familiar with Cricut Design Space, I'm going to put a tour down below, a link in the description, so that you can take like a quick tour from Cricut about Cricut Design Space. It's really simple to use and intuitive once you learn how all the tools within it work. And so today what we're going to do is just a simple project. So you go into images and pick anything that you want. I searched for tags. And then when I was in this, I went ahead and said, you know, the operation type, I really want to do a cut and draw. These are the ones that I chose. So a couple holiday and a couple wedding-ish. Now the only sticker paper that came within the box was white. They have tons of other colors. But since we have white, I thought what I wanted to do is pull them all in and show you how to change them not only to white, but to pick your pen tool. Okay, so I went in and just changed each one of these to white. So the way that you would do that is click on it, and then you look over into layers, and so we just want the basic cut. So for one thing, just notice if I have both of those highlighted and I go up into operation, it's going to show multiple because it's confused because it's clicked on more than one thing. So if you just go over into layers and you only click on the tag and you go back up to operation, you see that it is a basic cut and you see its color. So we're going to click on that and change it to white, and then we're going to select the pen tool, and sometimes it does this, unable to load pen colors. Don't fret about that, just do it again, just click it again and it'll come right up. But for this first one, I want to choose a marker. If you click on this, it's going to show you all the different types of pens that you can work with. I'll just tell you, the glitter gels are so cute, and I have a lot of the fine point, and I do love the marker and the calligraphy. I use both of those. The calligraphy are wonderful for Christmas cards. So the marker, and then I'm going to be using this blue metallic color. Okay, and so then I would do that same thing with each one of these. Okay, so now I'm going to turn off all of these that we're not going to cut. So I'm just going to click on those, and I've gone ahead and changed the ones below to the colors that I want. So now that I have those on my canvas, now you can change size. I do have these kind of big because I want you to see what they look like when they're cutting and when they're writing. But you could make any tweaks there that you want to. And then the very next thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and make sure that you've selected the right machine, Maker 3, Explore 3, Joy, Maker, Explore Family. And we are going to be using the Explore 3. Select Make It. So it brings you to this question, with a mat, without a mat, or if you wanted to cut some with a mat and some without, it would allow you to do multiple ways, but we are going to do without a mat because we're using the Smart Sticker Paper. I'm so excited about this. Okay, and so then hit Done, Okay, and then you can even look over and make those tweaks again if you need to. But basically we don't need to mirror anything and everything looks good. So then we can select continue. And this is where it's prompting us to connect our device. So if your Explore 3 is not on, like if it's connected but you haven't turned the machine on, this is when you do that. Okay, so we are going to select Explore 3. Now this is where we select our base material. And so you see that a lot of the things that are smart materials are the things that are most popular with the Explore are popping up as options. So I'm going to choose the Smart Paper Sticker Cardstock, and I'm going to go ahead and favorite it with this little star so that it pops up each time as a favorite. So if you click over to favorites, see now it's in favorites and there's only one because this is our first project. You go back to popular, so that's what we've chosen. And so it tells you up top, this is what you set it to. I don't usually mess with default pressure. Used to with the older machines, I did because sometimes it didn't cut as well as I wanted it to. Usually because I selected the wrong thing on the dial of the Cricut. And so anymore I find with my Maker and then with my most recent Explore Air 2, I didn't have to mess with the default very much. Okay, and so now it tells me here I want to load our tools. So see load blue metallic pens, what's going to cut that with the metallic first, and then coming up it's telling me my pink crystal, red, and then light turquoise. And then it already has the fine point blade loaded in clamp B. It's shipped that way, so we don't have to make any tweaks there. Okay, so now we're ready to go over to the craft table. Okay, so here we are on the craft table. We have our brand new machine, and I have brought out some pens that I want to work with, and I told you that we would start with our first project using a material that was found inside the box. So I chose to use the cardstock, the sticker cardstock, and it's a smart cardstock, so we don't have to use a mat. And I'm excited about this because I use a lot of Iron On and a lot of vinyl, and I don't use paper as much as I used to, and so I want to get back into that. So I think this will be a great first project. Okay, so here we are ready to load our material. So we just want to place it underneath these guides, feed it in, and I left my pen clamp open. Okay, so now our machine is ready for our first pen. And in Cricut Design Space, if you are using multiple pens like we are, it will actually tell you the order of pens. So we're going to be using the metallic, then the pink, then the red, then the turquoise. And so you don't have to look back at your device each time. So we just want to take our pen, and in the Cricut Explore 3 and in the Maker, you kind of have to push the pen down to where the arrow disappears and you kind of hear a click. Now with the Cricut Joy, you don't have that. There is no click, so just remember that. Okay, and then we'll close clamp A, and then it's time to hit the play button. Wow, this new machine is fast. Okay, so now that it's paused, it's telling you that it's time to remove that pen and put in your next pen. And so in the order of pens, we now are using the pink. Same thing, we want to put it in, push it down slightly till we hear a click, close the clamp, play. I love to watch these machines draw. Okay, so we open clamp A, remove our pen, insert our red pen, click, close the clamp, ready to go. Okay, so now that our pen is done writing, the machine automatically goes into cutting. And wow, is it fast. Wow, that was quick. Okay, so now we can unload. So let's go over to the craft table and take these off of the sticker sheet. Okay, so I have all different kinds of bags, and I do have boxes and other things that these beautiful stickers would work on. So whenever it drew everything, then it went ahead and cut everything out like a kiss cut so that it has a backer to it still, but it has cut out the sticker on top of that. And whenever I put these in, we could have very well, you know, removed using the contour tool, removed the dot that you would typically put your string through. I didn't do that, but you could, and this one doesn't have anything, and this is a kiss cut. And by the way, Cricut has this paper in all kinds of colors, so I'm excited to use the pens on top of color as well. And then this little machine can also do print then cut on color, which is exciting. The old machine can't do print then cut on color. Okay, so basically, again, just a kiss cut. So we have, I have a lunch bag, and then a normal little bag with a handle, and then these other small paper bags. And so I would just say how beautiful it would be to pull out any of these. I like how thick this sticker paper is. And a good thing about paper and all other kinds of things, if you guys have seen me craft before, always bend the mat. In this case, it's kind of like the backer is the mat and not your design. And then that way you come out with a beautiful sticker. And then you could take, you know, one of these bags and place your sticker on that. And that's all there is to it, guys. How cute is that? I am so in love. And I should have made this guy, my little to from with the snowflake, a smidge bit smaller, and he would have looked absolutely adorable on my striped bag. Let's just go ahead and pull him out. He's beautiful with this amazing cut at the bottom. And then if you do have little hanging pieces like this, you can use your Cricut tools, your weeding tools, to sort of poke those out and get them from behind. And just flip your sticker over and grab those. I love how easy this is, and you don't have to have beautiful ribbon or anything like that. You can just stick them right to it. You know what this would be amazing for? Planner stickers. Planner stickers, guys. So for those of you who have, we've tried to figure it out, and I even have a video like how to do it with the Cricut Joy. This would be a perfect way to write and draw and do planner stickers. Okay, so then if this was a little bit smaller, it would look beautiful on this black and white bag. It is a little bit large, so I'm not gonna attach it just because I don't wanna waste my bag. But how cute is that? I think I'm gonna put that on something else, absolutely, and be ready for Christmas. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that tour of the Cricut Explore 3. Down in the description below, I'm gonna put links to everything as well as a comparison guide so you can go in and look at the difference between all the Cricut machines so you can make the best choice for you. And if you have any questions about what we did here today, I would love for you to leave them down in the comments. I want you to craft with confidence. I want you to enjoy the materials and the tools that you buy. So please leave it down below, and I will do my very best to help you. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and join me for all my future videos. See you next time.